Depravity in the worst imaginable way. Those were the words of U.S. Secretary of State. It was just 8 days ago that happened. I want to bring in Congressman Brad Sherman, a Democrat representing California and a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman, thank you for being with us.
Good to be with you.
Secretary of State has been on a multi-stop tour. The U.S. Secretary of Defense was in Israel alongside his counterpart. And President Joe Biden gave some, not just comments that you would expect from an American statesman, but really deeply personal comments about taking his kids and grandkids to Dachau when they turn 14. I wonder your thoughts on the administration's response to the terror attack in Israel.
I think the Biden administration is showing the incredible experience that President Biden has in foreign policy and the empathy that he has for victims, in this case, Jews who have had the worst week since the Holocaust. And I think that the Biden administration is handling it well, not only in standing with Israel, but in arranging this effort at the Rafah crossing so that Americans can leave and so that food trucks can get in. We have water being restored by the Israelis. So I think that the president is handling this well. I do want to comment on one thing that came on before I came on, and that is you had casualty statistics from the, quote, Gaza Department of Health. You should realize, of course, that is the Hamas Ministry of Propaganda. There is only one government in Gaza. It is Hamas. And we have to take all reports from something that sounds like a neutral government agency with a grain of salt.
That feels really important. Say more.
Well, it's hard to get reliable information as to what's happening in Gaza. One of the most controversial things is that apparently there were quite a number of Gazans who were hit by explosions as they were moving south. And of course, Hamas says, well, that's Israel attacking people when they're doing what Israel wants them to do. But in fact, there's a lot of evidence that is, in effect, a Hamas IED that went off. And it simply makes sense. Hamas is trying to force its people to stay in northern Gaza, where they can act as human shields. Israel is urging people to move to the south. So you have to ask, who can you rely on? And in whose interest is it to interrupt the efforts of Palestinian civilians to move south and move out of harm's way?
I'm so glad you sort of brought that to the fore. I mean, we try to bring the best and the latest information to people, but you're right. It is more important than ever to sort of examine the sourcing. I really appreciate that. Congressman Sherman from California, thank you very much for taking some time to talk to us today.
Thank you.
Just ahead